National Nutrition Natural Health Reviews. 3 minutes of the latest naturopathic info with Canada's leading nutrition experts. Watch, learn, and get healthy naturally.
Happy holidays! It's Dr. Jonathan Beatty here, naturopath and a natural health expert here at nationalnutrition.ca. Today I want to talk about my top 10 tips for staying healthy this holiday season. The holidays are always an action-packed time, lots of fun for everybody, there's lots of socializing, but what we often forget comes with the holidays tends to be stress. It's actually one of the times of year where people feel depressed more than any other, and it's often a time of year where people get sick. And the reason for that is we stop taking care of ourselves. So I'm going to instruct you on a few little tips to consider. You may already be doing some of these things, but if you're not, it's something to consider doing this holiday season to try and make sure they're as healthy and happy as they can be so that you can really get the most out of your holidays. So number one is sleep. Too many people, we get very busy around the holidays. We have a lot of social engagements, social obligations. There's friends, there's families, there's parties, there's a lot of shopping, a lot of cleaning, a lot of cooking, and extra chores that have to get done so that we can accommodate all these activities, and we often sacrifice our sleep. But it's one of the most important things for managing our stress around the holidays as well as managing our immunity. So ensuring you're still getting at least 8 hours of sleep a night around that time of year to ensure that your body's as healthy as it can be so you can enjoy your holidays. You also want to, limit your alcohol consumption. It is the party season, but the one thing is oftentimes people overindulge in alcohol. That can, again, have impairments in the immune system. It can stress out your system. It'll often interfere with that quality sleep that we were just talking about. And this can, again, actually increase your stress, decrease your health over the holiday season. Now, in addition to, sleep and a little bit of limitation on your alcohol consumption, you also really want to focus on the food you eat. Of course, it's that, lovely time of year with all the treats, all the desserts, of course, Christmas baking. What would Christmas be without baking? Well, at the holidays, there's often lots of these goodies around, but what we have to understand is, they're often created with a lot of excessive sugars, and too much refined sugar at once can actually inhibit the function of your immune system. It can suppress your immune function for up to 6 hours after consumption, and that can leave you more vulnerable to colds and flus that you may end up getting around the holiday season. Of course, you're visiting with a lot more people, so you're also ending up exposed to more germs. So this is why it's so important that we have a healthy immune system at this time of year. Now, other things that you can do to ensure that. Also, not overeating all at once. This is that time, of course, we get quite indulgent around Christmas meals. There's usually multiple courses, and what we end up doing is we end up overeating. This can leave us feeling sluggish, it can leave us feeling lethargic, and oftentimes can lead to, unnecessary weight gain around the holidays that can have long-term detrimental effects. The few pounds of weight that you can put on the holidays, you're then going to have to work a lot harder in the few months following in order to get rid of that. And so it's just best, use a little bit of self-control, portion your foods out, and remember, it does take a few minutes after eating before you'll feel full, so pace yourself. Don't just try and eat as quickly as possible because it's a social event and you're busy and you're excited. Take some time, enjoy the food, and when you do that, what you'll find is you'll actually get more enjoyment out of your meal and you'll end up eating a little bit less, which means you're not going to have as much extra weight to get rid of come the early winter. So in addition to that, another major thing that we often don't talk about in healthcare is your financial health. Run a budget. Or in advance of Christmas, sit down, create a budget for gifts, figure out how many people you have to give gifts to, build in a little bit of a buffer just in case you forgot somebody and you have to go run out and grab them a last minute gift. And by having a budget and sticking to it, that will really reduce a lot of the financial stress that comes with Christmas. And actually, a few weeks after Christmas is the most depressing time of year, and typically it's because people have gone through, the Christmas holidays, they're a little bit exhausted from it, but then what also happens is they get their credit card bills. And because they've overspent, that can create a lot of stress, and stress will impair your immune function. It can cause weight gain, it can cause depression, anxiety, and a whole host of health impacts that you really don't want. So taking time to budget for the people in your life that you're going to be buying gifts for can be very helpful. And in addition to that, budget for yourself. We often are very giving around Christmas and we forget to be a little bit selfish. So take some time to do something for yourself to make sure you're recharging your batteries. We often get caught up in all these social obligations. We've got to go to this party and see so-and-so and see this other person. And we forget to take a little bit of time for ourselves, to nourish ourselves and to nourish our relationships with our immediate family. So don't forget to be a little bit selfish around Christmas and remember to look after yourself, because you're not actually helping anybody when you sacrifice yourself, you sacrifice your own well-being, your own health in order to accommodate everybody else. And that's actually where something that could be considered a good habit actually becomes negative because you're giving too much. It's almost charity to a fault is one way to think about it. So you want to make sure that you at least take some time out for yourself. Now, another thing, with the holidays, okay, maybe you're not eating as well. It's an important time of year to make sure your supplement game is on point. You know, things like vitamin D to help regulate your viral immunity. Again, help ensure that your body has the nutrients required to be able to fight off any infections. Taking a little extra zinc and vitamin C around this time of year can also be helpful, as these nutrients are required for your immune system to function to fight off seasonal illnesses. In addition to that, it's the winter, but you know what you need to do? Bundle up, get outside. Getting outside helps to reduce your stress, and it actually can make your holidays a much more fun experience. Yes, it's cold, the weather might not always be great. This is why you bundle up, get outside, and you can have a lot of fun and stay active. And when you're active burning those calories, you're going to give yourself a little bit more leeway for those Christmas treats we talked about earlier. Now, when you're going outside, one of the things you really want to do is make sure you bundle up. Okay, dress appropriately. Too often people sacrifice warmth for style, and the only trouble with that, and you can find stylish warmth. The only trouble when you sacrifice your warmth for style is that those sudden blasts of cold weather, they can have impacts on your cardiovascular system. So it could lead to, you know, people who are prone to a heart attack. It could possibly make that happen a little bit faster. As well too, if you suffer from things like arthritis, being cold all the time will change circulation and can actually make your joints ache a little bit more. So it's important, A, get outside, yes, also ensure that you're dressing adequately for the temperature, and you want to bundle up. And then another thing with managing stress, we're going to be talking activities. Getting outside and being active is one thing. You also want to get a little creative. Creating art, creating music, these type of things that happen around the holidays, whether it be you do an art project with your children to come up with new ornaments for a tree, whether it be you get a bunch of your neighbors together and go door to door, singing songs for your neighbors. That kind of stuff can really help to reduce your stress and really help to reduce depression that comes around the holidays. It can create social inclusion by doing group art activities, be they musical or whether it be a creative art. Those can be really, really effective things for yourself. And then of course, every once in a while, it's okay to do what we call snuggle in. So what you really want to be doing is just take some time to relax, some time for yourself, where you separate yourself from all the stresses in the world. Basically take a little bit of time to meditate. Now, meditate doesn't have to be sitting cross-legged, saying the words Om over and over. It could be putting on a favorite Christmas album, pouring a nice cup of tea, and just, taking some time to relax by yourself, to alleviate a lot of the stimulus in your environment and give your body a break from the constant stimulus that is the holidays. I mean, oftentimes you'll speak to people where, the sound of Christmas carols starts to drive them nuts because it's just constant for, basically since Halloween. And so people get a little tired of the constant noise and stimulus. So removing yourself from the bright lights, removing yourself from the excessive noise can be a way to give your body a break from that constant stimulus, that constant stress that can be wearing your system out. So remember, Run a budget, be conservative with your alcohol intake, graze, don't eat too quickly, limit your sugar intake, make sure you take your supplements to ensure a healthy immune system, make sure you remember to sleep, take some time to rest and recover, be selfish, take a little bit of time to nurture yourself and not just give everything away, be creative, doing a creative art project, be active, and bundle up. So, from all of us at nationalnutrition.ca, have a safe and happy holidays. We hope you have a great healthy one as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Any questions or comments can be posted below. And always remember, knowledge is health.